Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
I had a whole bunch of people send me the story out of Atlanta, and the headline explains exactly what's happening. And it's one of those things where you go, wait, what? Johnny Edwards wrote this from the I-Team. Thousands ticketed by school zone cameras set up further from the school than the law allows. So if there's a school zone camera that tickets you, you'd think there'd be a school nearby. And by nearby, you'd think that'd be defined by a law. In other words, the law probably says, I'm just guessing here, that a municipality or someone may set up school zone cameras to issue tickets within a certain distance of the school. So Atlanta schools start back soon, but the Fox 5 I-Team has already found more school zone cameras that may be ticketing drivers unfairly. I-Team's continuing investigation into automated traffic cameras found two in southwest Atlanta set up 2 streets away from an elementary school, which is located at the end of a dead-end road. Yet the cameras crank out the tickets, and thousands of people have been cited for speeding through a school zone that is over there when the school is over there. So Fulton County Commissioner said, I don't know how they could have got this wrong. I do not believe it is a legal school zone. So you may want to slow down, of course, because otherwise you're going to get one of those tickets. And it turns out that the Atlanta Public Schools and other people like city officials aren't budging. The school zone is an approved location, and the speed enforcement system received a permit for installation, says a spokesperson for Atlanta's Department of Transportation. Therefore, tickets issued through the camera system for exceeding the speed limit would be valid. Now, during the past school year, the I-Team found problems with automated ticketing systems in other areas of metro Atlanta, including school zone lights flashing off schedule, misprogrammed camera timers, causing thousands of motorists to receive citations they didn't deserve. Those investigations led the cities of Atlanta, Riverdale, and Jonesboro to issue hundreds of thousands of dollars in refunds. They're actually giving the money back. That never happens. State law defines a school zone as the area within 1,000 feet of the boundary of any public or private elementary or secondary school. 1,000 feet. So one camera near Fickett Elementary School stands more than 2,000 feet from the boundary of the nearby school. The other camera is more than 1,600 feet away. Set up by Atlanta Public Schools contractor, the cameras and speed detectors have been issuing violations since September. Data reviewed by the I-Team current through mid-April shows 5,900 citations there. Because the data doesn't include names of vehicle owners, the I-Team couldn't determine an exact dollar amount of fines, but they say the tickets can cost anywhere from $75 to $125 or more, and they're guessing that this one camera has levied maybe $500,000 or more in fines. In February, the camera photographed probably the wrong person, a former Atlanta police officer and now adjunct criminal professor at Clark Atlanta University. The camera aimed at southbound traffic caught the man going 39 miles per hour, mailing him a citation for speeding in a 25 mile per hour zone. He said, I actually drove back over there, and I said, it's too far. The school safety zone is not that wide. They cast a big net for a school safety zone. So he said he read state law and the rules and then looked at Google Maps to measure the distance. He took his evidence to court where a prosecutor didn't dispute it and a judge threw out the ticket. Now the judge said, I'll grant the dismissal, but that only resolves it for your case because I'm trying to figure out generally what's going on with this particular zone. So the I-Team sent questions to the school system and the camera contractor asking how these tickets can be valid and have not gotten a comprehensive answer yet. The mobility company that puts up the cameras declined to comment, and a school system spokesperson responded by praising the cameras for protecting students, parents, employers, and visitors who are so far away from school. Regarding your questions about the cameras, the locations for the placement of both cameras were approved by Atlanta DOT and Georgia DOT. So here's the problem. Georgia DOT explained by email that Fairburn Road isn't a state road, so when the state approved the camera permit, it accepted the city's word that the cameras followed state law. And of course, the certification was signed by the mayor. Atlanta's transportation department told the I-Team the school zone on Fairburn Road has been there for decades. Essentially was grandfathered in before 2018 law set school zones at no more than 1,000 feet. So the fact that it was under the old rules, it was okay. You'd think, well, hey, under the new rules, it's not. You can't just automatically just go, well, under the old rules, we did that. But there's more to the story, but that really is the gist of it. And so there's a law on the books that says specifically you can put this camera within 1,000 feet of this. All you got to do is go, okay, here's the camera. Where is this? And measure it. So we know what happened here. Somebody said, I want to put a camera out here for the school zone. I want to put it right there. So they file the application, and somebody looks at it and goes, oh, okay, well, the school's asking for a school zone camera. We'll give it to them. And people who issue permits aren't supposed to just read the permit and go, oh, all the spaces are filled in. We'll approve this, thunk, and rubber stamp it. They're supposed to actually look at it and go, okay, they're asking for a permit to put a camera at this spot, and they're allowed to ask for it because they're a school. And this, of course, is happening in Atlanta. And so everything is appearing to be done properly. But the big question is this location correct? And we know what's happening. The person who's reviewing the permit assumes that the person who filled out the permit knows whether or not the camera is going to a proper spot. And the second it gets pointed out, somebody should go, oh, that was a mistake. You don't go, well, it's been there for a while and it's working. Let me guess. There have been fewer school zone injuries in that area so far away from the school. Of course it's working. And by the way they measure how it's working is whether or not it's issuing tickets and generating a pile of cash for whoever gets all that money. And so this is a scary concept, but, you know, I've seen school zone signs flashing. It's not uncommon in Michigan, and I'm sure this is true everywhere, that there'll be signs near a school, and it'll say, speed limit this. When school is in session, it's this. And I've seen some signs with an explainer below it that'll say Monday through Friday, this time, this time, this time, this time. And I've also seen it where it'll say this speed limit when flashing, instead of trying to explain when school is going to be in or out. And I've gone by one when there's no school, and it wasn't a snow day, which we get up here. And it was simply flashing because somebody set the thing wrong. And I don't know if it's programmable where somebody's actually got to put in all the dates and times, or I don't know if it's just on an automatic calendar where it goes Monday through Friday, then in the summertime they shut it off. I don't know. And I'm sure there's a million ways to do that. I understand that. But the point is that sign isn't the law. The law is the stuff written in these blue books here, okay? At least for state law in Michigan. Your state's color might vary. But the point is that because these things stupidly kick out tickets doesn't make them right. And so somebody needs to go, oh, that's a problem. And the other problem you have is, will people get refunds? Because it says that some cameras, the way they figured it out, they got refunds to people. I can picture some municipality that's already spent the money saying, well, we don't want to give the money back. And then someone's going to go, do we have to give the money back? Do we have to? And until a judge makes you, legally, you don't necessarily have to. And so I can picture somebody going, well, gee, wait a second. A lot of people paid the fine, have moved on in their lives, and if we don't give it back to them without them asking, they'll never ask. So we'll get to keep the money. So let's not refund people automatically unless they complain. And who's going to complain for a couple $100? A lot of people will. But if you don't give them the money back after they complain, are they going to file a lawsuit over $200 or $300? Now, you could do that in small claims court, probably. And then the question becomes, does the municipality really want to fight all those small lawsuits? And so it's a mess. But the weird part is that I suspect there's a bunch of these cameras out there, and somebody realized, hey, you just file the application and they rubber stamp it. And no one's actually out there with a tape measure, measuring these things. And no one's even bothering to look it up on Google Earth or Google Maps where you can actually drop a pin and measure distances. Pretty cool tool. And I think it's fairly accurate. But when they say that there's a sign 2,000 feet from the school and it's supposed to be 1,000 feet, That's pretty much something that would be calculable using Google Maps. So crazy story, but thank you to everybody who sent it to me. Quite a few people did. From fox5atlanta.com, Johnny Edwards wrote that. Thousands ticketed by school zone cameras set up further from the school than the law allows. Questions or comments? Put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. If at first you do not succeed, blame your computer.